this light on. It's the Stolus. Let's pet the Stolus.
How is your brother?
Asleep since I returned from the Dominion.
Where's
Aya says he should be back on his feet soon enough.
where's the girl he was with?
For a while, at least. She discovered something on his chest. A swelling, circled in stone.
The curse. For every mountain we climb, another rises up to greet us, doesn't it?
It's never ending.
It's not never ending, it's a little bit shorter than usual. Is that our final dungeon then? So, an entire continent? Actually, that's always been true, isn't
The
it?
sky seems to have grown tired of it all.
And a bit of pixely as well. So Mythos has Genova powers, because Mythos gets... sorry, not Mythos. I'm Mythos, I know. Power of Light. I mean, Ultima, because Ultima appears like other people. Clive has claimed a portion of the icon Bahamut's essence. Tuning with Bahamut not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to several new abilities like Impulse, creates multiple spheres of light that pursues the target, dealing continuous damage, and abilities found on Bahamut's feet. Oh, I get wings! Yeah! Wings of Light begins casting a Mediflare, super powerful spell. Super powerful. Deluge of Light. The longer the spell is charged, the more powerful the results. Best circle when ready.
Talia won't be happy if I disturb Joshua. While he rests, I might as well see what Otter has to say.
I'm gonna get rid of green. So we have Impulse, Flare Breath. Did I miscount? I'm a fool, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah. I was expecting... Do you know what? Yeah, I was totally expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. But no, it's only going to be 7. I was going to say, like... There's no Leviathan. Okay. I swear they said water, but maybe that's Shiva's as well. I swear they said there were 8 summons. Not including Ifrit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's only going to fit 2 more. And we know what they are. They're Shiva and Odin. Either way. So we near Automata now. That's a lot of damage. And this does stun. Play with this first. Wait a minute. Yeah. I am going to use it to upgrade the things I'm using. I could have upgraded that, but whatever. Which is Blind Justice. Oh yeah, Blind Justice as well. I do like Deadly Embrace, that's the thing. We'll see if Wings of Light are any good. Oh, we can't. We'll do it in a bit. Let's save our game as well. Upon the Phoenix wings, Joshua flies his allies away from the still smouldering ruins of Crystalline Dominion, home to the hideaway. Alas, what should have been this happy reunion with Clive and Jill is overshadowed by rolling clouds that spread over the realm, across the realm, driving all who wallow beneath them to desperation and despair. We have our cup. About the other day. Ooh. Hello, Phoenix. Oh, you've missed a lot. I'll have you know, I've had to press the mother button a few times. I'll have you know that I ain't never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my own mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So if it please your lordship, we can both forget the whole damn thing. Sid and I chose to follow all of them years ago. He's gone. There ain't no dragging him back from the depths of whatever hell he talked his way into, but his legacy, fair enough, lives on in you and everyone else here at the hideaway. Sure as the sky is blue. I've got my our mother is dead, I'm afraid. The villain had sort of inhabited her child, and so she was sort of being manipulated. Sort of, she was still evil, but she was trying to make him king of the world, but because she. Oh, you've missed the whole thing. It's going to be too hard to explain. In fact, no, hang on. I don't need to. I can just go to somewhere else. At least I can think it's still blue. As long as it is, I'll be right here where you can count on me. I'll read the rest of these there. Hang on, there's an easier way of doing this. Well, she slit her own throat because the game didn't want you killing her own mother. But I think she saw us as... She didn't believe Joshua was real. This is... So we've defeated Titan... And now we've defeated Bahamut as well. Oh, Bahamut was a goodie, but he got sent crazy. He's fine, but we stole his powers, and he's a goodie now. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go to the person who knows what they're doing. Did you see that? New hunts. That's the most important thing. All right, Viv.
Allow me to educate you. I have the details here.
Right. Yes. So, Mother starts out as a Duchess, former Duchess, Holy Empress. So, at a certain point in the Empress, at a certain point, she talks to Titan, and they get him to back down, and this 13-year-old gets credit for it. So he's the Emperor now, and Dion's like, the fuck? Why is my father evil, and why is there now a child? This makes no fucking sense. Also, they're lovers, those two. I don't know if I remember any gay characters in Final Fantasy, so good for that. That's how you knew it was a goodie as well. Anyway, we were just going into that particular place to take down the crystal as we usually do. And Joshua was also there to sort of explain to Dion that this fucking Ultima exists. And he's like, oh, I guess it might be my dad. And he goes to his dad and he's like, the fuck? And he's like, no, it's not my dad. Are you sure, Joshua? And then he realizes, no, it's got to be her because she's like weird and evil. But it's actually the child. And then, with Dharmakia and Sanbreque still yet to conclude a peace treaty, only those in possession of a trader's pass approved by the Republican authorities are permitted to cross the border from Bokland, allowed to enter the Imperial lands that lie beyond. Not only does this result in the Titan Guard at the checkpoint, but a thriving trade in stolen and counterfeit passes. Yeah. Although I will say, also in Game of Thrones, literally, I thought they didn't do this plot point. But they in Game of Thrones, there's 3 sons and one of them's gay, and obviously he can't have he's forced to have a fake wife and stuff that he just hates. I mean, he has nothing against her; he just hates that he has to be with her. But he's like the man of the people, which they sort of copy. Like all the dragoons actually work for him. So at some point he does a revolt. He just goes fuck this, and while you're in the land, just like why the fuck are they fighting each other? But at a certain point, and we find out in a flashback, he accidentally kills his father because he tries to kill the child, and his father walks in the way. And then he goes mad. Bahamut goes mad, and we have to have a giant anime kaiju fight again. After Annabelle reveals her role in convincing her father to pursue policy of expansion that could lead to... It still kind of just makes it look like somehow she manipulated her away. But I think she's been subtly manipulated by him. Sort of. Could lead to the deaths of countless innocents. Prince Dion sees no other option to remove her and her son by force. He and his dragoons march on to Twinside capital to oust the treacherous empress and the pretender Olivia to restore his father to the throne. So we see a secret scene because there's only who the fuck are you? Why are you on the screen, medicine girl, who just has done nothing? I don't know where she's gone either. We know her name now, although it still doesn't say. Yes. So there's only one crystal left, and there's one kingdom who sort of have been way over there. He's like, this guy was the person who and they've clearly always known about them because he stole Titan and he was being all mysterious. So there's we got to press the mother button when she killed herself, which I thought was fitting. The screen moved, but she's cut us throat. But then we see him talking to her, and she's dead. And they were both naked because the naked budget is quite high apparently. And then she turned into Titan, who was also naked, and then he turned into her mother, who was young because the person making all the naked models. My theory is that he made all the naked models first, and then somebody came into the room, and he just had to go like, right, I've got this idea for this computer game. That's why I've made all these nude people. And he just happened to have a copy of Game of Thrones on him or something. And there's these 2 brothers. I had to come up with it on the spot because there's and as far as I can tell, the whole Barbie doll because you're not allowed to. Japanese games aren't allowed to have nudity in. So it's all this. All done at angles, which I mean you've seen, but they make it look like it's like a flashback between those 2. But no, he's talking to mysterious being, and I think mysterious being has the ability to look whatever he looks like. Yeah, which is a Final Fantasy VII thing. But one of my favorite parts of this game is it spends a really long time trying to be standard Game of Thrones thing. But with giant kaiju, which is already kind of silly, but they do it quite. They're just giant weapons they're the nukes, and like that's the standard metaphor in these games anyway. And then over the course of time, it just gets more wacky in Final Fantasy, and I really enjoy that. The only problem is Game of Thrones has themes, and those themes, like, he's better at being cynical. Like, I complain about her, at both her and her sort of using like feminine wiles to get what they want, and sort of, especially because they sort of make Titan kind of noble, despite the fact that he's a really evil man who's usurped his own country. They sort of make him sort of weird and noble, but like, and it feels like it's because J.R.R. Martin's better at being, because it's not necessarily cynical. Like, every single really bad thing that happens in Game of Thrones can be, when it's good, can usually be tracked to a bad decision somebody made. There is one theme in Game of Thrones which is literally a downer, which is sometimes it's possible to make all the right moves and still fail, which happens to a person. And the thing about it is it's all based on real life events, because he's just read there's in Britain there's the War of the Roses. Lots of interesting things happen during the War of the Roses, but like if you're a history buff, you can read Game of Thrones and be like, oh, I can see where you took all those things from. But like Final Fantasy can sort of mimic that, but if it doesn't really have plans. So like the thing with, like, there's the Starks, the goodies in Game of Thrones are called the Starks. They're all one family, and they're all kind of too noble. So sort of they kill off the main character at the end of the first season because he does a really stupid thing. He trusts somebody who's like called Littlefinger, who's just really obviously evil. He's like, in the books he has a mustache that he does that, and like, because the whole point of Game of Thrones is it's not a story, it's a real life thing, and no, you can't trust that guy, like, and things like that. But also the main villain dies, because it turns out that you shouldn't piss off barbarians, they can kill you quite easily. Like at the start, he deliberately kills the tropey characters to go, no, we live in a world where consequences happen, and it keeps on happening to people, the consequences for their actions. And so a lot of Game of Thrones runs off that idea. It's why the TV show sort of broke. Things like Tyrion, you may have heard of because he's played by Peter Dinklage. In the book, yeah, he's this like early good guy who like he's part of the villainous family, but he's a good guy. But like the course of the book sort of breaks him, like it breaks a lot of people, and you're not really supposed to be rooting at him after he murders somebody. But in TV program, Peter Dinklage is too charismatic, and TV writers, they run out of story and they don't like change. So like you can tell when Game of Thrones gets bad. That, and people just keep starting fucking teleporting about the map, and they spent so much time in the first couple of series like saying that travel time takes time, like in the same way that this game puts a lot of effort into telling you where every army is at any time, and like, yeah, it's just I told people at the time, if I was to ever invent an ale, like a pale ale, an Indian pale ale, it would have been called Euron's Magic Fleet, because like it fucking teleports. It's just like it became such a like, oh, how are we going to deal with this? Oh, anyway, Game of Thrones, like, obviously I know why people don't like Game of Thrones as well, because it's very violent, it's very sexist, but like he clearly cared about like actually trying to write something where consequences were, to the point that he's not finished because he's taken too long to finish it. And my long point is, Final Fantasy runs off slightly different tropes. One of those being, like, you're the chosen one, you have to save the world using magical powers, right? You have to fight a villain. You have to... And the point of Game of Thrones is... The main point of Game of Thrones is that the Game of Thrones is entirely pointless. Because it's called Game of Thrones because there's a big chair, and if you win, you get the big chair, right? Which this is sort of doing with the kingdoms fighting each other pointlessly over the crystals. It is doing that. But, like, it also has ice zombies, and the whole point of Game of Thrones is you're supposed to be... They're focusing on the wrong thing. All the people who care about the ice zombies don't have power, and all the people in power don't care about the ice zombies until it's... because ice zombies are a metaphor for climate change. But, like, TV program are like, and then they beat the zombies, it's fine. But, like, I'm pretty sure... if the villain woman who that lady's blatantly based off will not help the fight, they should have just lost. The zombies should have just won, because if you can't, the whole point of climate change is you can't just like oh now it's really bad. You were supposed to have prepared years ago, and that like the zombies working exactly the same way. I it's very clearly a metaphor for climate change. Like he's doing things anyway. Yeah, the Final Fantasy it is not quite as good as one of the most popular, well-written things in the world. But, like, I enjoy the fuck out of it because it's silly tropes. Like, there's lots of doing Dragon Ball Z. There's lots of, like, trying to extend your will, which is not a thing. Like, obviously, it's a crappy... I hate the will. You know, because... Obviously, the worst type of trope is like, they didn't die because of their sheer force of will, and it's like, fuck off. Just think about what that actually means. People who write that idea, but like, also, it's funny as fact to see giant fireballs and go like, yeah, I'm doing this for large political reasons or something. Yeah, like they didn't believe enough. No, in the course of Bahamut's... Oh, hang on, let's read this. After Annabelle reveals her role in convincing her father to pursue a policy of expansion that could lead to the deaths of countless innocents, Prince Dion sees no other option than to remove her and her son by force. He and his dragoons march on the Twinside's capital to oust the treacherous empress and the pretender Olivier to restore his father to the throne. In the course of Bahamut's revenge... So now we see there's like an army just sitting out the door. But, so, like, because we killed Titan... This army is left without a giant kaiju, and they're like, we're really sorry, can we go? And they're like, no, we're actually going to secretly kill them. So they're still just standing right there. Prince Dion sees no other choice than to remove Erg. In the course of Bahamut's rampage in the skies above the crystalline dominion, Drake's tail is destroyed and much of the city-state, and one time the holy capital is reduced to rubble. Now just a single mother crystal remains in an entire other continent. Drake's spine far away in the wild ashes, wild wastes of ash. They're like, the dragoons. This turns into a civil war. So it is trying. It's doing all the twists and stuff. This person really does. I can tell the person who wrote this really does like their medieval history as well. There is a lot of it because it's in the other games that he writes. It's just not doing it as cleverly, which is fair enough. But that's fine, because I genuinely do like that it's going a bit silly. Because, like, the actual storyline is clearly about, like, an alien or some shit. No, I don't want to know about... You know what? I'll read everything, but I won't read about that.
What are you making them skies then?
Are we even safe here?
Because we're clearly like, oh yeah, we've made him and Joshua formed a Megazord. Ifrit and Phoenix became one being because Bahamut was too strong, and so we became Ifrit Rising. That's what was on the murals. That there is the fire summon is one creature, not two. The hunts. I, for one, am shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that certain members of your own species have earned themselves a place in this rogue's gallery, Kupo. But evil is as evil does, and every hero's duty is to vanquish it. You know, like, they can't... this is a great example of just, like... The whole point of Game of Thrones is, like, there are no heroes. Like, it's all shades of grey. Which is kind of bleak in and of itself. And this is trying to copy the bleak stuff, but it can't. It just can't, because it likes fantasy too much. They're, like, fundamentally incompatible. Ten of clubs. Ooh, hang on. You must be related to nine of knives. How the fuck have... the Majef brothers. Oh, look at them. Ruined, reawakened. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do these. It's so hot. I don't know. I don't know. How hot is it?
Didn't find that.
I disagree. I'm just gonna have to look up what the fuck these things are. Oh yeah. Nine of Knives kicked our ass. But yeah, we're on side quest time now. Recent events.
I don't mean to be gloomy.
But the whole... I thought he was going to talk. I don't know why, he never does. But the whole world's gone to shit. Reports about the troop movements, chances to set bearers free, and now to ether floods, Akashic attacks, plagues, bloody bandits. Curse and all our allies are doing what they can to keep their heads above water, but...
the help they can get.
We're counting on you, Clive. We all are. And let's review the reports. Oh, there's so many fucking quests. Rawl and Damek. Oh, yeah, of course they are. I already knew about those three. Seen enough? Okay. The problem is if I talk to you, there's a chance you'll just push the story on.
Otto, how fares the realm?
It's not doing great.
Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fact storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Oh, yeah, Mid's building us a ship.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I'll leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't.
Thanks, Otto.
To ask.
I suppose not.
God, it must annoy him so much to just constantly be hearing that leather noise.
Pity those in the villages.
There's talk of these skies gliding.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe?
I thought that's the whole point.
Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your heart.
Yeah, we didn't. That wasn't on us that time.
Are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs.
I don't know what that means.
Something though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
Oh, they're sad. And bog crabs is blue. I got it. I figured it out.
But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we.
I'm assuming they're giant monsters. So what the fuck does that mean? Oh, another lesson.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
There are definitely other continents, they've said that, but like, we don't get to visit them. I assume we don't, anyway.
A castle of sand.
My God.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
So, to be sure, there are themes in this game. Like, as I said, the crystals broadly stand in for, like, electricity and the sort of resources that we use that we're burning through. Which is, you know, exactly the same as Final Fantasy VII. But that's the whole point, right? Just, like, for the mother crystals that take more than they actually give. The second one being that, like, you know, war is bad and stuff. He just can't help to... What? How do I put it? Like, no one in Game of Thrones could get away with being noble without being a tiny bit savvy. It just gets them killed.
The battle cries of dread won't die. In ruin lies less. As shrinks the glim, so spirit still. Unanswered call, a prayers.
Play Free Bird.
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
I'll see if it's we'll have our sad music.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
Ask about the skies. I hope you're not expecting me to explain these guys if I had hazardous deaths. Yeah, so the Blue Man Group also made a giant typhoon in the sky, and he's doing some sort of biogenesis. He's trying to make the world anew, because, I don't know, sounds like a cool idea or some shit. But, looks...
in chaos.
I have had orders cancelled on me left and right from what the few associates I haven't lost contact
As
with.
the old saying goes.
The opportunity in adversity, markets for sharp steals more bullish than ever. I will find a way to keep the place fed and watered. Don't you worry, I won't let our little family go hungry, whatever the weather.
Go on then.
Sorry, I meant to actually...
Do as Clive. Going purse weighing you down.
Of course, the most expensive thing are these songs. Very difficult to get songs in the apocalypse, let me tell you.
You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
Last elixir. Upon KO, automatically restore all HP, fills limit gauge, increase attack power by 10% and defense by 30%. What the fuck, game? Well, I can't not buy it. I mean, to be fair, when you die, that happens anyway. So the only actual difference is You don't get your potions back. Yeah, fair enough.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to do with the money, to be honest. I won't buy...
Finished, are you?
Trouble with your gear, or...
Ask about the cigars.
Praying about us, guys.
Won't help me get my work done. That'd be really weird if it did, though. So I'm gonna keep my forge and leave saving the world to those better suited to the task. If you fancy giving me a hand shooing the birds, I will not shoot any birds. The birds only choose. Brightburn! That requires grindstone and light shard. I have those two. Wonderful. Let's... I just... Hang on.
Anything else?
Did I ever get to use this weapon? Yeah, I did. I used it. And... Did I? Did I actually get to use this weapon? How long have I had this? It's such a weird RPG at times. Diamond sword. I think I bought it in a section that didn't have monsters. Oh, whatever. Let's just get the new weapon.
What do I owe the honor?
I think what you shoo go away, birds. You're disturbing my forge. I'm trying to forge these weapons. Let's get Brightburn. Lingered there no warmth nor smoke, but in his life light did burn both flesh and bone.
Not bad.
Brian the poem maker.
Anything else?
So yeah, got a new sword. It's all shiny and shit. Is it? It's kind of green actually. We can also make Excalibur. Can you not make Excalibur? What the fuck? Did we lose the chance to make Excalibur? Oh, it's worse. Well, fuck Excalibur then.
That it? Fine. I'm gonna do some fighting. I'm gonna do some side quests. I know I'll probably have to be... We're not allowed to do side quests! Fuck you if you want to do side quests! Fair enough. When did I have the chance to do them then? They plonked 3 quests here as I stepped into a place and just never allowed me to leave. Is it because I started this...
Will there be thunder?
Thunder.
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know?
Yeah, people keep recognizing me. I need a disguise.
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens,
Big blue man.
I believe is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only...
Oh yeah, there's a big water circle.
I think they're connected. That Ultima was one of the gods responsible.
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears
Want to know
what the others had to say.
No. No.
Good morrow to you, my friend.
Ask about the skies.
With the darkening skies,
Fear has once again taken hold of our hearts, and though I do not have the power to dispel the gloom above, I should like to believe my tales help lighten it below.
but be that as it may,
Turning our eyes from the problems which face us will not help to solve them. A mere tale cannot lighten the burden of those who must bear the weight of the world.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
That's Where's Wally? There's just pictures.
I have quite the find for you today.
There's 4 of them. Gil, thank you, has been the common currency of Valisthea ever since the signing of the Continental Accord many centuries ago. An accord entrusted the administration of the currencies to the realm's most trusted merchant guild, headquartered in what would later become the Free Cities of Canver. A new currency took its name from the founder of the said merchant guild, the legendary trader Gilbard the Golden. Trade flourished around newly established mint, delicious mint. Over time, the worship of money grew into a fully fledged religion. The great bank of Gilbard the Lender. Adamantite, one of the hardest known materials in the twins, seams of its ore has been found in the far-flung reaches of Ash, where the forces of the first Veldemark are then wallowed, often warred from with the orcs, claimed the lands as their own. Though the metal makes for fine arms and armour, the rarity of both its ore and craftsmen, versed in the peculiarities of its forging, ensure the adamantite weapons remain the preserve of the rich and powerful. Lost Mother Crystal. With Sidolphus Telamon put his plans to destroy Mother Crystals in motion, 5 of their number towered over the twins, 3 less than Ultima set in place eons ago. Did Ultima set them in place? The Mother Crystal of Zemeckis, Roger Zemeckis, who made Roger Rabbit, who framed, was the first to fall, followed by Drixhorn and Southern Ash. Drixire and Northern Territories now. Nothing remains of them save for the scars left behind their passing. How did the Mother Crystals... Okay. The basic shining convolution of a shard that sits at the center of each Mother Crystal. When a heart shatters, so too does the mountain around it. Since time immemorial, sanctuaries have been built around the hearts for the worship and protection of these irreplaceable treasures. When a heart shatters, so too does the mountain around it. Since time immemorial sanctuaries are there. The hearts, however, have their own methods of self-defense, replying to any attack upon them with unique and deadly magics.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Ultima, otherworldly being. You can't see. He talks very calmly, but his eyes are actually like single, like around his eye. What looks like his eye is just darkened skin. His eyes are actually really small. You can sort of see they're like the size of a little finger. The otherworldly beings that Clive encountered in the inner sanctum of Drake's head, he addressed Clive as Mythos before attempting to merge their consciousness. However, Clive is able to summon and will be able to resist the creature before Joshua returned from the dead to imprison it in a cage of flame that he sealed away in his own heart. The otherworldly being behind such much of the tragedy and turmoil as plagued Valisthea, he means to claim Clive as his vessel Mythos by purging his will strengthened by the ties of consciousness to bind Clive to others. He unleashes primogenesis upon the world, shrouding it in darkness, turning thousands ash Kashyyyk, and these ties of consciousness might at last be loosened. Lots of people are about to die, I sense. Primogenesis, a spell cast by Ultima that cast a boiling pall over Valisthea. Oh, hang on. Yes, Joshua casts Zeta Flare, making Joshua as strong as Donald the Duck. Ifrit Risen. The two icons of fire united as one. Clive and Joshua manifested this being in the skies above the crystalline dominion after entreating the icons to grant them power they needed to quell the raging Bahamut. It has the power of Ifrit, the wings of Phoenix, and a might that far exceeds either icon alone. Joshua, dominant of... there's so much. Dominant of the Phoenix and former heir to the ducal throne, though he and Clive trod their separate paths for many years, the brothers were finally reunited amidst the ruins of crystalline dominion. He's sleeping right now, though. Crystal flower. When Drake's tail came under the... Oh, the flower is a metaphor for how, the sort of the city. It's like the goodness that used to be there. I've just got to get medicine. I had to, because I've got the tooth surgery, so they're making me take antibiotics just in case. Hang on, I'll cut that bit out though. I've been told that you shouldn't take antibiotics when you don't need it. Specifically, the posters in the UK and stuff. But I guess when you pay lots of money, they just go like, "Fuck it, have antibiotics." Because I feel like it probably should. But I get it. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's not an antibiotic I've ever taken before, though, and I've only ever taken antibiotics like a couple of times, and they're always been for my teeth. Anyway. When Drake's tail came under attack by the maddened Bahamut, the heart of Mother Crystal responded by delving into its attacker's innermost thoughts, summoning into creation that which plagued his tortured soul, the wyvern tail that represented the trust Prince Dion's father placed in him and his duty to the realm. So yeah, that's what the flower is. The rest of the worm. The rise of the worm, sorry. Oh, there was a word. I need it. It said I was going to write it down. Because I need a name. I was playing a game about wormholes for ages, right? And like there were currently 45 episodes of that, and none of the levels are named, so I'm having to come up with loads of worm names. And it had a worm, like it was not what wormhole, worm siege. It was a worm word, and I've forgotten what it was. Damn it. Rebellion of the Holy Order of Knights Dragoon that took place in the Crystalline Dominion. It was provoked by Emperor Sylvester Lesage's decision to overlook his elder son Dion, make a second-born Olivier, the child of the Empress Annabella, crown prince in his place. Seeing this as yet another victory for Annabella in her long campaign to subvert Sambuquois politics from her own ends, Prince Dion ordered the dragoons into action. Having lost control of his icon, he inadvertently lays waste to the city he tried to save, which is also a thing in Game of Thrones. Goots. Oh god, there's much more than I thought there would be. One of Sid's trusted allies, Gentle Giant, who's a warm word for everyone. Apprentice to Karen, ally of the Hideaway, a Gentle Giant, is a warm word for everyone, but don't put his foot down in the face of injustice. Goots every waking moment, spend in service to his nan. He can do little of his own accord without his express permission. Apprentice to Karen and the ally the Hideaway, after Sid's Hideaway was used to roll at the hands of Hugo Krupke. He followed his nan and joining Clive at the new home in the lake. He has a keen interest in smithing, spends what little spare time he has granting heating and hammering metal, just as Blackthorn showed him. Apprentice to Karen of the he's got a trader's pass that allows him to walk freely across the realm, something that is indispensable in completing his errands that Karen sets him. His latest task, the journey to the Crystalline Dominion in company of Clive and Jill, using the pass to get past things. He did that, and somehow surviving the chaos that was to follow. He scooped up from the ruined city by Joshua, who transformed into the Phoenix. The Phoenix picked up like 14 people, I think. Right. So if we still haven't met fucking what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We haven't met 16 people. Okay. That's No, that's this hooded man. You know what? I was going to confidently say something that was completely wrong. Oh, there we go. There's Barnabas's mother. The game just more hot mums. The mother of King Barnabas of Waloed, very lewd, or at least the Ultima summoned illusion of her as His Majesty remembers her in life. How the fuck are we missing this? Like, most of these people are like not important, like the Eloise, Theodore, Honza, Ferda, like all these are people like that you meet in towns and stuff. But like still, we're not on Final Dungeon then, because we have at least several towns. Who the fuck is Martel? Oh no, Martel had the apples. Yeah, they talk about it a lot. But like, I guess all the important people on the last page. So there's somebody, and Medicine Girl. Must Chronicle of it. Like, anyway, lay of the land. Mecca's Falls. A vast cavity in the earth located in the steppes of forgotten, desolate coastal region of eastern Dalmatia, despite the fact that for centuries seawater from the Strait of Uther flowed straight into the plumbeless crater without ease. With it showed no sign of filling. The tragic tale... She's in the game for a reason. Tragic tale came to be known as the sins of Roger Zelmekis. is said to have taken place here. That's going to be funny to only me, but Mysteries of the Realm. Frost Wolf! There's our magic dog. A rare breed of wolf from the frozen northern territories said to be able to conjure magics. Named from fable from the region prominently features a frost wolf by the name of Fenrir, who was companion to the Queen of Snows, most likely allusion to the dominant Shiva who defended her not with tooth and claw but with bolts of ice. Although later on, because the side quests are kind of, you get information from the side quests as well. Like, they're... Oh yeah, it says wiping the child there, and there's the moon, which is possibly important, who the fuck knows. Pyrogenesis. And the bestiary. There's Ifrit Ridden, Phoenix, Ramu. I guess... Goblins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure raptors are just chocobos. So many birds. I like many computer games, it's like, look, the griffin, there's only one, it's rare, it's beautiful, go kill it! Araman. Flan! Massive amorphous being capable of bending and distorting their gelatinous form into almost any shape imaginable, making them not only notoriously difficult to find, but almost entirely impossible to kill. At most, cuts merely melt back into the existing flesh without a matter of moments. Those creatures can be found in all corners of Valisthea, though their heightened sensitivity to subtleties of their environments means their outward hue can vary from region to region, hence the variety of names. Bravo, Gelato, and Bravavoy, Gelato and Fool, by which they are known. And he's going, ah! Okay, that's all I can be bothered to read right now. Araman's fun though. So, Araman, most of these creatures were introduced, like, okay, I think Shiva and Ifrit are from Final Fantasy 3 or 4. But Araman's from Final Fantasy 1. He's not called Araman in Final Fantasy 1, he's called Evil Eye. And the reason why there is, because all the monsters in Final Fantasy 1 are Dungeons and Dragons monsters. So yeah, there's probably some dragons there, but like that's not a unique monster. Bums, Flans, they come from Final Fantasy 2. Iron Giants, probably from Final Fantasy 6, but like, you get the idea. But Araman, Final Fantasy 1, because it was a beholder, and you can't have a beholder in your game because Dungeons and Dragons are like, look, we own fuck all. Because like we have mummies and zombies and vampires, but we own the beholder, and we're going to be very aggressive with anyone who tries to use it. So it's like they're like, nope, it's a giant eyeball with wings. It's the evil eye. That's what it is. And then Araman sort of became its most common, because obviously every creature in Final Fantasy has like copy paste names. Not, I mean palette swap names like Ken and Ryu. And so Araman was just one of its common names, and nowadays it's more Araman than Evil Eye, because Evil Eye's a shit name. So like in the same way that Morble, I know Morbles as Malbras, and I don't know why they changed to Morbles over time, but like one of the reasons is because you need lots of names for the same creature, because you need to add more names, and some of them are like Bomb, King Bomb, Quell, Magic, but like Bighorn is also like, I think Final Fantasy 2, might even be Final Fantasy 1. Wolves, definitely in Final Fantasy 1. Vampire Thorns is definitely in Final Fantasy 2. Minotaur is a summon in Final Fantasy 8. Fuck knows where Mallet. But like, well, at least one of the games actually goes through them. I wish all of them did that, to be honest. I'm always interested, but like I get it, it's a distraction. World of Final Fantasy actually says which games they're all from. And we'll be playing that at some point. Anyway.
Learn everything you needed?
No, because there's fuck tons there. Harpo crate.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Seems the hideaway is...
No, I want to have a look at this again. I like having a look. I never use it, but... Actually, you know what? I won't stage replay, but There you go. It's nice. It's a very pretty place, the Crystalline Dominion. Okay. But yeah, it's clearly designed to be big. With like this mode in mind, to be honest. Hall of Virtue. Sure. Check out my new powers. How do I... So I have wings now. Oh, and I just sort of hang around and go, fuck you, I've got wings. And you're sort of trapped in it for a while. It's... There's Impulse. Ooh, I like it sort of does extra stuff. There's Flare Breath. Okay, Flare Breath seems very good. Yeah, Wings of Light. You know what? Wings of Light, every time there's downtime, Wings of Light will come into play. Wait, hang on. Oh, you can get off! That's really cool. That's an interesting way of doing that. So I can be like, oh, I change it. And I get a special dodge button. Oh, interesting. We fly now. But do I want to keep it? Because, like, I had a pretty good combo. And this... I had a combo where I could use, like... You know what? I could have actually showed you. Let's make the enemy invincible. Let's didn't mean to go into photo mode. Let's quickly put that back on Garuda. So here is my combo. You put down this staff, lightning rod. If you hit that lightning rod, so you judgment bolt, it hits him, but it also hits the lightning bolt, giving him extra damage. Okay, but now he's not standing next to that, which is really annoying. Maybe I should consider that actually. Come here, you. Usually it's against staggered opponents that I use it. Hang on. Okay, so lightning rod. So if I do something like this, Okay, it's quite hard with a tiny enemy that's not staggered. So if I do lightning rod, basically, and then I do aerial blast, and then I quickly do this at the same time. Okay, it's not working because he's not standing next to that. But it works against staggered enemies. The whole point is, once I stagger, I use it against really annoying large enemies. That once they're staggered, because the thing is, what's unlimited break? Okay. Toggle. Best timing recast. Well, yeah, so basically when you put this down, I'll put this. If I put lightning rod down, and you punch them both at the same time, to get 2 sets of damage basically. So I've doubled my damage, and so if I'm using all my strongest abilities, it's doubled, as long as that's there. Anyway, let's I put, oh well, you know what, while we're here we might as well show off the one I never use. But you can see, like, it can melt people. So I get a block, and if you put that up at the right time, it does a counter. But like, I can punch, and I can. So yeah, both of those are really dependent on timing. So I was like, it's pretty cool. But I didn't like the block. The thing about green, which I liked, is that green gets this grab. And that grab can like help with staggering as well. But yeah, I just didn't. So like, I really like this trio. But like, they're the first 3 you get, and it's really boring just never using the new abilities. So I will certainly play with Bahamut for a while. Maybe I can find a new combo that works. Because this requires me to just not play for a bit. This is kind of weird. I guess you just, if an enemy fucks off for a bit, you can do that. But yeah. Let's speak to Otto. Otto! Yeah, I know it's not the... I don't know what I was worried about side quests. They've obviously just added a bunch of marks, which means the game is not ending anytime soon. I mean, all the moon. You needed to start that sentence.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Was it the moon?
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves.
I love owls.
Martha's got a Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Right, do you know where they are? I'll go get them. Oh, yes.
Let them know we're on our way.
means more side quests.
Clive.
Here you go.
Why we fight? There's loads, but they're all mandatory side quests.
You can help.
Yeah, but I should also do the marks, and they don't tell me where the marks are. So what I'll do, view the hunt, but we're gonna have to find that fucking cow. Where's my... Way up there, bee. All the bees. We're not gonna worry about anything else but the bees. Hang on, are you worse than your buddy? So, that is Rosaria, Dalmekia, 2 in Dalmekia and 1 Rosaria, but we're doing secret first. Not the button I wanted to press. John, you've been there several times. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. I looked it up as well. It was like just off the road or something. I fucking swear it's not there. We'll pick up the quest while we're here.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Go get him a healer.
All our beds are taken.
Martha, it's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said he'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
This has been a long stream.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
Ah, she's making shit up. Right, I'm actually going to go the opposite direction though, because I'm going north. Because I've got to fight a cow man. That's why I came here. Vital goblin coin. John? Yeah, I don't know why this game doesn't have a compass.
Just patch me up. Fly, Ambrosia.
Oh look, we have new enemies.
What the fuck's a chronolith?
All yours, Torgal. Torgal, kill! Over here! All yours, Torgal.
This one's awake.
Chronoliths are similar to Arete stones. Within them is hidden a virtual battlefield accessible by Clive and Clive alone. Each chronolith presents Clive with a time trial in which he must combat continuous waves of deadly enemies equipped by only the feat and abilities of a single icon. Oh, that's cool. So it forces you to play with the icons. That's neat. I like that a lot.
Let's see what's inside.
The Phoenix. That's no icon, right? Trial by element. Complete the trial. Oh yeah, I forget it's got abilities here. Clive must defeat all enemies before time runs out. Only the predetermined feat and abilities of a single icon. Time can be extended by performing certain battle techniques. Cool. I'm never going to remember any of this shit. I'm just going to press buttons. It's fine. I got to do this though. I took too long, didn't I? Oh, my hands are actually hurting. Not hurting, they're just getting really tired even. Oh, I performed a thing and it made it shorter. Cool. Punish. What the fuck's punish? Dominant attack. Ability finish. All bonuses. Fuck. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, it's counting down. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I may need to stop. I'm trying to figure out how long I've been playing for. But like my hand really hurt then. It's clammed up. It's been bound to happen. This game really takes it out of you. Do I have to go? Do I have to come all the way here to do that again? Has it been added to the map? Because yeah, I could probably do that. No, it's on the map. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna look up where Secret is though. Yeah, I took quite long breaks between the first. I can't remember when the third part started, because normally I like it to be like an hour or an hour and a half. Yeah. 6 hours is my limit. But oh, hang on, that is Alice. Yeah. Yeah, I need to... Basically, right now I'm fine, but like when I'm having to jam lots of buttons, it's quite difficult. And obviously that is kind of the game. But let's check my Google. Secret. I'm looking for Secret. I wish they could just show me the map. There's literally an icon on the map when you find them. I don't need a guide on how to find him. Said to be located west of Rhiannon's right. Yes, but we're actually left side of the marsh, just off the main road where you typical travel. That's fucking. I need to. Ugh. What marsh? Just draw a picture. Hang on, that might actually be a picture there. Oh, that's fucking nowhere near. I'm not allowed to summon my creature right now. Okay. Okay, would have been 45 minutes before 1 AM. So if it's like, yeah, 45 minutes plus 35 minutes. So about 10 minutes, not more, if I really am that tired. I guess I just never visited this side. There he is. Oh, fuck off. He turned my thing off. Secret. Oh, he can just punch you out of it.
Take the bull by the horns.
Oh. It's not selling me on this. Oh, it stays up. I don't know if I don't want to just keep using the same 3 combos, but it just works so well. I don't know how I feel about. I'm glad I didn't use my elixir. No, I just wasn't paying attention. I could have healed very easily. Even I could have. But yeah, I'm more grumpy about the fact that I'm not super keen on this this Bahamut combo.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Do this quest.
Clive, wounded.
Clive's not wounded at all.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Doggo.
Torgal, kill!
Oh, dodging gave you extra stuff. Ah, you get deer, that's cool. Can I heal with deer? Yeah, it works a lot better on normal enemies than it does bosses. So I might keep it up and just switch it off when I have to fight an annoying thing.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
Whereas I sense Titan's probably really good against bosses because it's just constantly using the counter system.
You've come to rob this place.
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Guardians of the Flame!
But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Where's Tyler?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Welcome back.
Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
Looked Arthur.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
Akashic is not like a word a normal person would use.
You look after everyone here.
You call them like glowers or something. Like you.
I will. You two be safe now.
They've gone for a meaningful word. Like, Sure, Clive could call him that because like he might know the scientific name, but your rank and file would not be going, yes, Akashic on their way, Akashic even. I'll tell you what. I will show off the Jumbo, the Cool John combo, the combo. That's how that.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Let's find out if we can switch mid-fight. Oh yeah, Mega Flare, if I dodge, it goes up faster. So that might be worth testing as well. Because that makes a lot more sense if I can not take 40 minutes. If it rewards me being good at dodging, which all boss fights will like me to do anyway. Yeah. I get there not being a mini-map. But I don't want to fight the big one.
This won't be easy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to fight him. Oh, I went to completely fucking wrong place. Shit. There is a constant map in this game.
Just patch me up.
The thing about mini-maps is you're looking at a mini-map and not the game. Which is why you'd remove it. I did not mean to do that. Waypoints have the same issue though, and there are waypoints in this game.
Fly, Ambrosia.
It's a red moose. Not what I'm looking for. But like, there's loads of things that are in other games, like being able to toggle a place on the map would be nice.
There's no turning back.
There we go, that gave me Mega Flare 1 immediately. Come on. Not the button I meant to press. Am I allowed to change my abilities mid-fight? Yeah, I totally am. No, I cannot. Fuck, I was going to show you the combo, but now I can't. Fine.
I put down this lightning rod. Then hit him with lightning. Then I use rebirth. And you can see it's doing like times 1.3. Hit him with the ignition. Now I'm getting double. Maybe the problem, what I like about it is I've got a giant tornado move, which I had to upgrade to get, which is really cool because it carries on. So like the staff, I can have the staff, the whirlwind, and a fire move up at the same time, and that's what makes the combo so good. The other thing is the green Garuda has a scratchy move, and that hurts your stagger meter. So my combo requires him to be staggered, and I just happen to have a Garuda move that does it. Works really well. That wasn't bad actually. I won't lie, because also that move, if I can time that move right, then perhaps I could have that up when I put the staff down. Although like stacking them all at the same time is quite difficult. Like you've got to make sure you've ordered them all up properly. We've got a monitor main now. Main used to be everything from Helmcrest to Hairbrush is primarily used by those lucky enough to never have to meet the Minotaur. So I'll keep it on for the time being. Things like, like I don't have that ability, and that ability is usually really good. So maybe I want to switch. This is kind of neat though. I think that has pretty good stagger. Like specifically, you can see that move has 4 stagger. It is a move for staggering people. And this move here, the aerial blast, where he does a weird kick for some reason, that whirlwind just stays there for fucking ages. That also does really good stagger. It's like, like I don't think anything else does as good. I'm never like, this heals me and also allows me to do these 3. So taking off Phoenix seems like a really weird idea. And also, because like that's Flames of Rebirth does loads of damage, and it heals me. And I need the staff because it's the staff that allows me to do the weird combo thing, lightning rod. So like, I suspect the really good skilled players would be excellent at using Titan abilities because it's all countering. This also requires you to counter, but like these two could be made. Look at that! Look at that! Like 5-star. Giga Flare is going to be great. Like, so I guess you're supposed to replace these two with these two, which I've done. Summon lightning aspect. This one gives me a stun gun, so like that might be quite good if I want to keep with the Wings of Night. Like then I can be near Automata again. Not that one. This one. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. But it's not quite good as. Not that one. Heatwave Phoenix. Because it gives you, like, I didn't like Will of the Wisps. That seemed really shit. I don't understand why it gave me that. Just like, here's this kind of rubbish ability. Do you want it? No. This one is Raging Fists. Another Paunch. You Paunch. Oh, and this one's you can fuck everything. So yeah, I'll keep. Maybe we can buy this one, try it out. Satellite, it's cheap. Actually, we can immediately level up one of these. Impulse seems interesting enough. Little freebie. It's like a cheap version of the Wings of Light, I guess. Yeah, because we want to keep Flare Breath. Yeah, look at that. So that's the more expensive one as well. I mean, if we could look at the price, it kind of tells you which ones are the good ones. Apart from sometimes the utility is just better. Like that by itself, that looked like it was rubbish until I realised I could just pair it with everything, and suddenly I go, oh fucking hell, the utility up the wazoo. That's. I don't think anyone's ever used that phrase before. Utility up to the wazoo. I'll have to take the first ever time that sentence has been uttered. So we could just immediately upgrade that and see if it's worth doing. Fuck it. Let's take a risk. Not even fully upgraded. Impulse. Satellite. Oh, we get 2 guns. How do we use it? We have 2 little friends. Come, little friends. I need any enemy. Any enemy, please. Mine then, whatever. Up they gone. I'll look on the internet and it'll be all the rage. But like, oh, all the YouTubers are using utility up the wazoo. I invented nothing. Oh, not mad dogs. If you were a realistic dog, you would have jumped with me. The mystery's better.
Squire, I need
up the wazoo is definitely a phrase.
The lift to Martha's. But what about? I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Who asked Oscar?
Lord Rossfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Adamantoys!
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try.
Too bad I have to hurt the turret.
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
And crabs. How do I get him to shoot? That's... I might want to look up how to use this move. I've got to press the magic button. Ah. Oh fuck, he don't fucking bird, but... See, I got level 2 like immediately then. Damn it. I'm not exactly convinced, but...
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
I've watched One Piece, none of these characters are in it.
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
Mad.
Damn it, I was there earlier. Right. I think I'm going to leave it here. It's a little early, but I want to do that fight again, and I'm obviously not in a fit condition to do so. And I do have work in the office tomorrow. But yes, next episode, I mean, it'll be after work, but I reckon I'll have it finished this weekend, and then I can sort of safely pack away my PlayStation for moving, while I stream PC games. And but yes, it wasn't supposed to be what everything else doing this, but in the meantime, fix that as well. I've been having a Final Fantasy 16, yes, 16 adventure. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Yeah, well.